Ooh. Hello. So I've been wanting to see 222 for a while. I never managed to see it in the West End in the end, but as soon as they announced it was going on tour, I was like, ooh, I could see this on Halloween. Fantastic. So I looked up where it would be on Halloween. Salford. Brilliant. And then I thought, I'll just check and see what seats they have left. So needless to say, I booked that seat. And here's how my trip went. I hope you enjoy. The scariest thing about this trip was how early I chose to wake up. I fully did not need to get up this early, but you know, I've got that travel delay anxiety.
Jump scare!
Never mind, the scariest thing about this trip was the fact that I could not get my freaking phone to focus. Focus, please. Oh my god. Okay, some initial impressions. I liked it. I enjoyed myself. I knew there were going to be some jump scares, and I'm terrible with jump scares. I just don't like them, even if I know they're coming. But I mean, it's a horror ghost play. What can you do? It was good. I liked it. I thought it was well written. I thought it was well performed. It felt like an extended episode of Inside Number 9. It was nice, but it wasn't too long either. The whole thing, including interval, was less than 2 hours, which was just the length it needed to be. The twist, I knew that there was going to be a twist. I didn't know what it was and I didn't spend much time thinking about what it was going to be. Now looking back on it, I'm like, oh, of course, how did I not see that coming? But I guess I was spending more time anticipating the next jump scare rather than trying to figure out what the twist was going to be. But I liked it. I think it was pulled off effectively. Yeah, I had a great time this Halloween, and I'll do a more in-depth talk about it when I get home. So what did I think? I had a really great time at 222. I really didn't know what to expect going in. I genuinely didn't even know if it was going to be good or bad, if I was going to enjoy it or not. Because it's kind of like the Mousetrap, isn't it? There's mysteries. You saw in the footage they have that thing at the end that's like, oh, don't tell people what happened. You know, none of the reviews are gonna spoil anything, so I knew it was gonna have some interesting things, some twists and things, but I didn't know what they were gonna be. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna talk about some minor spoilers now, so if you don't want to see those, leave now. Like I said in my first impressions, it's definitely more like an episode of Inside Number 9, rather than being closer to something like The Woman in Black. Like, yes, it's called 222 A Ghost Story. Yes, there are spooky things, but I'd say it's more like a suspenseful thriller rather than an out-and-out spooky ghost story, if that makes sense. The scares are mostly jump scares. They don't happen very often, but it's enough to sort of keep you on the edge of the seat, which is good because it creates the tense atmosphere, because most of the play is just people talking, which is fine. But it's more of a suspenseful atmosphere rather than a scary atmosphere, I would say. I think what I enjoyed most about this was the writing of the characters, really. So if you don't know, 222 centres around these 4 main characters who are in it pretty much the whole way through. There's Sam and Jenny, who are married, and then there's Sam's friend Lauren and Lauren's boyfriend Ben, and most of the action is just them 4 talking. But what I really love is what they're talking about. So they're essentially having a night-long debate about the legitimacy of ghosts, how much each one of them believes in ghosts and supernatural things. Each one believes in to varying degrees. Some are very strong believers, some have had some events happen to them that they're not sure about, and then the character of Sam, who I think was my favourite in terms of how well he was written. He is 100% not a believer in the supernatural. In fact, he's the kind of guy who is out to disprove everything that you have to say. He's kind of like an actually kind of guy, kind of annoying, but funny in a way that it makes him kind of charming, and you sort of don't care. I think he was the best written character, the most realistically written. He definitely seemed like the kind of guy that you definitely met before, who was just got something to say about everything. And I think the whole cast did a really fantastic job as well. The cast I saw was Joe Absalom, Charlene Boyd, Nathaniel Curtis and Louisa Litton, and they all did a really great job. This cast is currently on until the 2nd of December, so if you can catch them on tour, then I definitely recommend it. I know this show's been kind of dunked on for some of its casting choices, but I think it all depends on what cast you see. There's been so many different cast combinations, and I would recommend this play just for the text alone. So, but it depends on who you're going to get. I know that there's going to be at least one other cast for the tour, possibly even 2 more casts, because it does go on quite late into next year, so it depends who's on where you are. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say, really. This isn't really a review, more just hey, I saw this play on Halloween and I had a really great time. I'm not really a scary movie or scary TV show type of person. I really don't like horror and gore and that kind of thing, but when there's like a spooky, scary show on stage, I love that. I live for it. I think it's something to do with how they create that atmosphere live and how they incorporate special effects and interesting things like that. It's really cool, and it's always really fun watching something scary with an audience who is reacting to it at the same time as you. So yeah, I'm a big fan of spooky stage shows. Did you see anything spooky this season? I know there was Bat Boy the musical in concert. I would have loved to have seen that if I wasn't seeing this. The Ocean at the End of the Lane has been on in London. In fact, it's still there for another couple of weeks, and it's still got some more dates on its tour. Highly recommend. That is one of my favourite shows ever. Very seasonal, very autumnal. And of course The Woman in Black is currently on tour again. It seems like it's perpetually on tour, but there's a reason for that. It's good. The Woman in Black is a really, really good spooky stage show. So if you haven't seen that already, what are you doing? You know, the scariest thing about this video is probably how long it freaking took me to film. It's nearly 2 weeks after I saw the show, but whatever. I hope you enjoy the rest of this autumnal season and see some fun, spooky shows. And then, oh my word, it's nearly Christmas and we'll all be watching pantomimes. Have you seen 222? What cast did you have? I'm very interested in that. And how were they? Did you guess some of the things that happened? I didn't. But now I really want to see it again to sort of see if I can figure out how they laid the groundwork for all those things to come. Anyway, that's it for today. Woo!